Dreams on Toast, the new studio album from British rockers The Darkness, is a riff-loving, tongue-in-cheek, and snappy collection of new songs that is already one of my favorite listens of 2025. Let's break it all down on this edition of Rock Album Review. Hey everybody, it's Nick here with you. Welcome back to the channel. Dreams on Toast is the 8th studio album from The Darkness. It's the follow-up to 2021's Motorheart. And I really do enjoy The Darkness as the band. I haven't really listened to a lot of their albums over the years, but of course I love that debut album, Permission to Land, which came out in 2003, which was a huge album for me and my friends when we were in university. After that, the only song I know from The Darkness is Everybody Have a Good Time, which is a rockin', fun track from their 2012 album, Hotcakes. So even if I haven't listened to a ton of Darkness over the last 15 or 20 years, I still think they're a super great band, and I really love the high falsetto vocals of lead vocalist and frontman Justin Hawkins, who I think is a super talented musician. And Justin Hawkins has made a second career on top of The Darkness as a YouTuber. That's right, he has his own YouTube channel. Like, I'm just a musician dude talking about rock, but it's hard to compete with an actual rock star when he has his own YouTube channel. Come on, Justin, leave a little bit of YouTube for the rest of us, will ya? And I really do like The Darkness. I've really liked the singles that I've heard from this new album so far, so I was looking forward to making some toast and listening to Dreams on Toast. You know, you don't normally think of toast as being very rock and roll, but toast is really awesome. Like, when you think about it, you can put butter on it, you can put peanut butter on it, jam, or just dry if you have an upset stomach. When you think about it, toast is really fucking rock and roll. Yeah. So good. And so is this album. This is a Darkness album through and through, and that's a good thing. There's a healthy dose of rock and roll on here, but also some really dynamic songs on this album that keep the whole thing fresh. Before we continue, guys, if you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, I'd really appreciate that you smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. You can rock out with me whenever you want. All right, let's get back to the video. Obviously, there's a huge classic rock influence on the sound of The Darkness. AC/DC and Queen are kind of the bands that come to mind most easily when I'm thinking about the music of The Darkness, but there's plenty of other classic rock influences scattered throughout the rest of the album. The first track on the album, Rock and Roll Party Cowboy, a great song from The Darkness, starts out with a blistering riff and pounding drums that has an obvious AC/DC influence, which you'll hear throughout the course of the rest of the album. The guitars sound huge, and Justin Hawkins actually starts out with more of a low growl than his signature big falsetto, which is actually really surprising. It has the signature tongue-in-cheek lyrics from Justin Hawkins in The Darkness and is referencing big rock and roll cliches while still being a super catchy way to start off the record. I really dug I Hate Myself with its 70 punk rock vibes and sax solo, Mortal Dead, which has a super catchy riff on that with the pounding AC/DC drums. Again, that's a thorough line throughout this whole album. Great verse melody on here as well. Justin Hawkins is killing it, even though the chorus is kind of basic. It's not the greatest chorus on the record. It's typical Darkness, but I still enjoyed it. And this is a really good vibe and happy sounding song despite the heavy title that everybody can feel a little Mortal Dread every now and then. So you know what? I can relate. It's a 10-song album. It's a very short listen, but Mortal Dread was already one of my favorite songs on the record. I also really loved Walking Through Fire, which was a great signature Darkness rocker. It should have been earlier on in the album. I say this a lot in my album reviews. When you have such a strong song later on in the record, it should have been bumped up a little bit because this is a really strong single, a really strong Darkness song. It's the type of confident and themic rock that The Darkness do best, but it was nice to have such a strong song so late in the record. And one of my favorite lines in the song, in an album that is filled with great lines, I'll mention a couple other ones later on in the review. We never stopped making hit albums. It's just that no one buys them anymore. I think a lot of bands can relate to that in 2025. That is a killer line on Dreams on Toast. I just gotta say, with those heavy AC/DC kind of songs, this is a great guitar album. The Hawkins brothers really let it rip on a lot of these songs throughout the course of the record. So if you love a good ripping guitar solo, there are plenty on the menu for this album on Dreams on Toast. And there is more than just rocking out on this album. It's a very dynamic album from The Darkness. Hot on My Tail and Country Woman were pretty much all out country tunes, which I actually really enjoyed. It was nice to hear them do something a little bit different. And then A Weekend in Rome. This was a really surprising track. The last track on the record was this operatic epic track that had some killer orchestration on it as well, and a spoken word section from actor Steven Dorff, which is super random but also super enjoyable. The band definitely explored some new territory on this record that balanced out well with the usual rock stuff. There's also some left turns on this record which I really enjoyed, some heavier and some softer. On the heavier side, I really enjoyed The Battle for Gadgetland, which immediately reminded me of the song White Limo by Foo Fighters from their album Wasting Light. And that's no surprise because The Darkness are good friends with the Foo Fighters. Justin Hawkins and the drummer of The Darkness, Rufus Taylor, were both a part of the tribute to Taylor Hawkins that the Foo Fighters did a couple of years ago. And again, another great song title on here as well. This is a really cool kind of towards the end of the album kind of song. And probably when you kind of shake down all 10 tracks, this is probably the hardest rocking song on Dreams on Toast. On the softer side of things, on the poppier side of things, you had The Longest Kiss, which immediately reminded me of ELO's classic song, Mr. Blue Sky. Had some major happy vibes on that. One of the best melodies on the album. And it was nice to hear these dynamics throughout the album. Every song has its own feel, and nothing really feels too samey, at least for me in my first listen. And this album, Dreams on Toast, it's got a funny title, and it obviously has a good sense of humor and tongue-in-cheek vibes on some of the tracks. Rock and Roll Party Cowboy, Don't Need No Sunshine, Cold Hearted Woman, all have some great comedic lines in them. For example, in Don't Need No Sunshine, Justin Hawkins sings, "All I need is the clothes on my back and a truck ton of weed." That's a great line. And then the song Cold Hearted Woman has a couple of really, really funny lines in it as well. One of my favorites in that song, you might have heard it yourself. "What became of the fire that drew us to its flame? I don't remember the last time either of us caught the other gazing at the other longingly." I see what you did there, Justin. That said, I don't think The Darkness is a band for everybody. I don't think everybody loves AC/DC and Queen style rock. Not everybody loves kind of tongue-in-cheek, Tenacious D style lyrics on all of their songs. But I think this is a really strong record. The Darkness aren't for everybody, but I think this is a good, strong record. And if you love good rock and roll music, then you should be into it. And the album is a really good length too. Just over 30 minutes, 10 tracks, a good dose of The Darkness without overstaying its welcome. I found the new album from The Darkness, Dreams on Toast, to be a fun, enjoyable, breezy listen that kept my interest throughout the duration of the album's 10-track runtime by changing things up and really just having some really strong, fun songs. Favorite tracks for me on Dreams on Toast: Mortal Dread, Don't Need Sunshine, The Battle for Gadgetland, Walking Through Fire, and Weekend in Rome. This is a really strong record with a lot of strong songs. So I'm going to give the new album from The Darkness called Dreams on Toast a solid 4 out of 5. All right, guys, that is my rock album review for the new album from The Darkness. It's called Dreams on Toast. Let me know what you thought of the album in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to toss me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, you like my reviews, or you like anything that I'm doing here on the channel, really would appreciate if you smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And you can follow me on social media at Nick Chino Music. But I'll see you guys again for another rock album review here on the channel. Until then, rock on, everybody, and enjoy the toast. It's good toast.